Baptist in the opening round, and then Lamar in the semifinal advanced to the title game. Ultimately fell in that game, but what do you think of your overall team performance in that tournament?
Very very proud of our team. They've been through a lot. Certainly we had just adversity like any team might have, but the different types of adversity, some of that internal, some of that external, some of that within our control, some of that outside of our control. But at the end of the day, I thought the our leadership, both from players in house as well as our coaches, put us in a position to compete for a title on the last day of the season. And I tell you, at the end of it, you could see we just ran out of gas. I tell you the performances that we put forth on Wednesday, the performance that we put forth on Friday, we just left a little in the tank for Sunday, and that is a grind. I mean that tournament, that format, 3 games in I guess about 5 days, all hotel living, so to speak, and regimented days. You try to build in free time and space for your players to just kind of disconnect. But at the end of the day, we all know why we're there and why we're still in the hotel and why we're going to team meals. And it's a grind, and it takes a very, very experienced group to navigate that schedule. And the experience that I thought some of our returners brought was very, very good. And I tell you what, it was a good Abilene Christian team on Sunday that beat us, and it's a team that we always enjoy playing because they're going to demand our best, and we gave them our best on that day. And it's just unfortunate that our best was a little lower from a top end standpoint than what we would hope for. But that's not a factor of any lack of desire or lack of preparation. It's just ultimately the grind kind of got the best of us really for about 20 minutes in the first half. You could see that I thought we came back with fresher legs and kind of renewed spirit and second wind, if you will, and certainly had chances to equalize and even win the game. But at the end of the day, Abilene Christian did a great job absorbing what we threw at them.
You placed 3 players on the all-tournament team. Got Caitlin Termini, who scored a couple goals in this tournament. Sophia Fonders was a big playmaker out of the middle, and then Carly Arthurs, who, in addition to scoring the game winner against Lamar, was also a big factor on the defensive end. Having all 3 of those individuals having been through here last year and this year, and coming back to you next year, what
Mm-hmm.
confidence does that have? And as you look towards next year and building that team, that you have these all high-level performers that will be back for you.
Yeah, no, I think the first thing to recognize is, one preseason pick, one postseason pick, and to do what we did with the lack of recognition, and not that it's undeservedly so. I mean, it's just a fact. Just goes to underpin the team culture and the fact that this year we were really, the epitome of a sum of all parts. We're greater together, teamwork, cohesive, and I think that some of the soccer that we played, especially down the stretch, as we matured and as we realized that and what our strength was, and frankly, we got in the right shape with the right personnel in the right positions. I mean, that has a lot to do with it too. So when you look at what we have coming back and you look at what we were able to do this year, first and foremost, you want to recognize Breezy, our lone senior. She's been through a lot of great moments and some challenging moments, certainly over her time here. But from a performance standpoint, from a charisma standpoint, from a maturity standpoint, being able to be a part of her maturation over the last 4 years. And the fact is, every year we set goals, and as a program, we want to compete for 2 titles every season. And over Breezy's 4 years, she was in a position to compete for 6 out of a possible 8 titles in 4 years. And so, and to compete for a title every single season. And so it's special, the legacy that she leaves, and the fact that she was playing some of her best soccer towards the end of the season when her team needed her the most. And that sets a great example for those that are returning. And then when you look at what we have coming back next year, just from injuries and the 4 players that we will sign, in the next couple of weeks, all of a sudden you're talking about a differential in player personnel of 7 players for league play and 10 players in the conference tournament for next year. 10 players added to this squad of returners that had great experience over the last week, but we're adding an additional 10 players that didn't play a minute in the tournament, 4 of them potentially freshmen, and then the other 6 in returners. And so that gives you an idea. I mean, that 10 right there is another lineup. So that gives you an idea of some of the adversity that our kiddos went through and just the exciting, feeling around the program of what waits for them for next year. And we'll enjoy our off season. We'll prepare and we'll get back after it this spring. And I tell you what, I think that if this is our baseline as a team, if we've established and increased our baseline over the course of the year, I'm really excited to see what our new baseline is going to be set at as we get ready for next fall.
Any other final closing thoughts on kind of the season as a whole, looking back on it?
Yeah, I just want to thank all of our administrators. I tell you, it's special when you're, yesterday and just kind of taking it in and looking across the sideline and, we see university administrators there that made the trip was tremendous. We see our athletic department administrative team, a lot of our support staff and just operational team that made the trip yesterday. I'm looking over there and seeing some of our younger players from the area local clubs in uniforms and in warm-ups over there, and then seeing your neighbors driving down and making that trip. And so from a community standpoint, the way that the community rallied behind this team, supported this team, and ultimately always saw the best and the potential in every single one of our players, and to have that culminate yesterday in what was a tremendous match is just inspiring. And it's a family, it's a community approach to what we do as a program. And so thank you for everyone from our other coaches and administrators, Purple Haze, general student body, just everyone for rallying behind us and being with us this entire year, because everyone had a piece and a say in us having the run that we had over the last 5 to 7 days.
All right, thanks, Coach, for taking the time to come in and talk with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Axum Jacks.